It's no secret, the London ambulance service is under pressure. With more people using it, paramedics are working more and more hours to keep it running. According to a Freedom of Information request by BBC London, LAS spent £91.4 million on overtime over the past 5 years. The amount it spent on this has increased every year since 2013. In that time, more than 4 million overtime hours were worked, with some staff who worked bank holidays being paid almost £1,000 for a single shift.
Of course, some of these payments are unavoidable, part and parcel of working in an unpredictable environment. If a paramedic gets called out towards the end of their shift, they can't then leave the patient when their scheduled hours are up. And it's thought that a significant chunk of the money being spent on overtime is because of this.
But the professional body which represents paramedics is worried that relying on overtime in this way is not a long-term solution, and it thinks more needs to be done to support staff.
We're seeing an increase of burnout, we're seeing an increasing of psychological and physical sickness within the workforce. So actually we need to start exploring different ways of protecting our staff and how we make sure you continue to provide a safe service for the patients.
And you think that will help with retaining paramedics?
Absolutely. Carers want to care for people, but they also want to feel that they're being cared for themselves. Otherwise, they'll leave.
In a statement, the London Ambulance Service said, "We are the busiest ambulance service in the country and see an increase in demand year on year. We use a number of measures, including paying staff overtime to make additional ambulances available during peak times." The government says there are record numbers of ambulance staff working in the NHS. However, LAS told us they currently have around 90 vacant posts for paramedics. And there are now calls for ambulance services to work more closely with universities to make sure enough paramedics are being trained to meet the demand. Alice Oldfield, BBC London News.